Warning, do not watch this video if you are a sensitive person. This game is completely fucked and so are this video's jokes. I encourage all social media activists and those who did not live through OG Modern Warfare 2 lobbies to enjoy my other content. This ain't it. I see you're still here. Don't forget, you were warned. Ah shit, they're gonna cancel me for this one.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
What's up everybody, it's La Muerte Blanca and we are back with another explained video where we speedrun the retelling of complicated game stories with plenty of jokes along the way. This time we're discussing Doki Doki Literature Club. Not my normal type of game, but a friend of mine suggested it was short and it was free on Epic Game Store, so I was like, why not? I am now regretting all my life choices. If you're one of those that can't spare the 5+ hours needed to play it, or don't want to subject yourself to the mindfucking this game will do to you, don't worry, I got you. Before you even begin the game, the devs go out of their way to let you know everyone's over 18, so there's no awkward pedo vibes as you build relationships with these high school girls. You're a teenage incel who doesn't want to do anything but watch anime and play video games. Apologies to those of you I just called out in real life. Our guy's bubbly lifelong friend Sayori drags his ass to the literature club she's the vice president of because he needs extracurricular activities. Like the beginning of every generic hentai ever, he's the only guy at this club and there are 4 female members. He immediately realizes, these girls are kinda cute. He meets the girls, Natsuki, the small outspoken one, Yuri, the smart reserved one, and club president Monika, the prototypical popular perfect girl who keeps doing this half bend pose like she's trying to show something off. Probably her hair. They talk about the club, and Yuri describes her fascination with horror novels, because that's not foretelling at all. Natsuki writes poems, but the group isn't confident enough to share their writing, so Monika pokes this wound by making everyone write a poem to share with the group the next day. Hold up, guy hasn't decided to officially join the club yet. The girls do what many women do in situations like these and pull the puppy dog eyes out of their coaxing toolkit. The power of the PUSSY is too strong for our inexperienced high school friend, so he ends up joining the club. Sayori and Guy walk home as he thinks about which girl he wants to impress with his poem. If you go with Sayori, you enjoy energetic, super positive partners and have a thing for the girl next door. More than likely, you currently have an unhealthy obsession with your cute neighbor right now. If you prefer Natsuki, you like simplicity, straightforwardness, and baked goods. You probably have a thing for petite girls who annoyingly call themselves fun size, getting verbally abused, or say, I can fix her, every time you play a JRPG. If Yuri's your main, you know still waters run deep and appreciate getting to know someone on a deeper level. Or you just know the shy girls are all freaks, and your best chance of getting stepped on is with her. You're also desperate for big titty goth girl emo vibes, but don't want to date a Hot Topic billboard. As a prior high school boy myself, I know how they think. So for the sake of realism, I made the most popular choice my gender at that age would make by trying to impress Yuri. For those of you that don't understand, it's quite simple really. She's the, smartest. At the next club meeting, Yuri sheepishly gives Guy a book that she's also reading. It's a little dark for someone who we just met, but she's too cute for him to be noticing any red flags right now. They end up sitting close together and share an intimate moment while reading the same book, until Monika tells everyone it's time for the poem exchange. During each exchange, you get a chance to read all the girls' poems. Of course, all of them have deeper meaning about their character, but this isn't an iceberg video and I'm not your lit professor. For now, just know it's a thing and it's insightful if you like to read between the lines. Guy's poem was made to impress Yuri, so she really likes it. Natsuki's not a fan because hers and Yuri's style are polar opposites, while Sayori and Monika think it's good for a new writer. Speaking of polar opposites, Yuri and Natsuki get into an argument after trading poems. Like most catfights, they drag the dog in, and he has to decide who's right. As you'd guess, it's Yuri. Natsuki's pissed, but Sayori's cheerfulness diffuses the situation. Thankfully, things cool down by the end of the meeting. Guy walks Sayori home and works on his next poem, still trying to impress Yuri. At the next club meeting, he continues to get to know her as her reserve shell fades because she enjoys spending more and more time with him. He feeds her chocolate while they read. It's definitely high school awkward, but the sexual tension is clearly palpable. At least until cockblock Monika tells everyone it's time to share poems again. It goes how you'd expect. Yuri continues to simp, and Natsuki's jealous self just gets more upset. Monika wants to promote the club at the upcoming school festival with poetry reading. They're tasked with writing a third poem, and Sayori and our guy walk home again. This time Sayori is acting strangely timid and asks Guy who he'd walk home with if Yuri asked. You can't lie to your best friend, so he says Yuri, but then avoids the truth by saying he feels bad turning her down because she struggles with socializing. Yeah, that's why. Sure. Sayori makes it awkward by talking about no longer being needed, and then the two part ways. Staying the course, Guy writes another poem in Yuri's style, and at the next meeting, Sayori is strangely sitting alone and spacing out. She refuses to confess what's bothering her to him as he asks Monika for help. Monika offers to talk to Sayori and mentions she probably doesn't want to talk to him because it's about him. Like most oblivious high school boys, he doesn't realize Sayori is catching feelings and feels threatened by Yuri. Speaking of, he does more reading with her, who's dropping hella hints. Of course, his oblivious ass doesn't pick up any of this either. Monika says it's time for another poem exchange, and all the girls are noticing his preference for Yuri. Sayori's still struggling and decides to leave. Natsuki straight refuses to read his poem, but who cares? Yuri's the goal, and Homegirl is swooning. They plan the next week's festival. Natsuki's making cupcakes, Monika and Sayori are working on the pamphlets, and Yuri's doing decorations and atmosphere. The homie gets backed into another corner as he has to decide who he's going to help. At this point, he's in too deep and fully committed. He already wrote 3 poems for this chick, he has to see it through with Yuri. Yuri is coming to his house, but before she does, our guy decides to check up on Sayori. She drops a straight bomb when she says she's had really bad depression for a long time. She's been pulling a Robin Williams, acting over the top bubbly to make everyone else happy, while hiding her crippling sense of worthlessness. She feels selfish by making him join the club, punished because her heart hurts for obvious reasons he still doesn't get, and guilty because she's hurting the boy she cares about by making him worry about her. It's a vicious cycle, really. Dude straight up like,
Stop it. Get some help.
But of course, that doesn't help. He offers to spend the entire festival with her and even invites her to help him and Yuri with the decorations. She declines the invite and he catches Yuri on his way back home. They head to his room and start working on the decorations, and Yuri's cutting ribbon with a very intricate pocket knife. She admits she's into knives. Okay. Collects them, sure, but when guy pricks his finger, she licks the blood off of it. What? Told you the quiet shy ones were wild. Girl has a hardcore blood kink, or she's a vampire. This one's starting to have more red flags than a Soviet Union parade. Despite this guy dancing right in front of him, Incel gets his bird box on and thinks to himself, sure, it was weird, but she was just trying to help, right? Wrong. Trying to help is getting you a tissue, not give off woodland critter vibes.
Blood orgy!
And then he goes all in trying to diffuse the tension by sucking her finger. What? Instead of calling Blade, dude really said, bite me again. With all of that out of the way, they continue working on the decorations. He steps out for a minute, and when he gets back, sees her quickly unrolling her sleeves. Considering everything that just happened, extra sus. Eventually, she has to go. He walks her out, they get close, and Sayori's here? It gets really awkward, so Yuri leaves. Sayori admits coming to see what's up between him and Yuri, and his dumbass still can't take a hint. Sayori begins to spiral, talking about how it all hurts, and how that she wish he would just disappear. Then she just puts it out there. I like you so much, I want to die! He responds with, you'll always be my dearest friend. Dude really just friend-zoned a dangerously depressed girl who confessed her love for him. But to be fair, you can't lie about love to someone that fragile. She drops to her knees, lets out a blood-curdling scream, and takes off. Feeling terrible, he accepts there's nothing else he can do other than try to support her moving forward. The next morning, he sees Monika, who knows what happened yesterday, and sees Sayori's poem in the recital pamphlet. Chills set in as he reads, "Get out of my head!" over and over. What the actual fuck? He rushes back to check on Sayori, and oh my god, she didn't. Our guy goes crazy, is full of regret, not knowing what to think, and for the record, no matter what you say to Sayori or which girl you write poems for, the act ends the same way. It's just a different path to the same conclusion. The game then loads itself back up, but hold up, this is weird. Sayori isn't there, and the new game is now some illegible script. Clearly something's wrong with the Matrix. Out of curiosity, you press it and start a new game. What is going on with this text? And why is everything glitching out? The game starts off just like the last time, but Monika's trying to get the homie to join the club this time. He goes and Yuri's vice president? It's like Sayori doesn't even exist. Other than the strange glitches and absence of Sayori, the gameplay is similar to the last time. The girls guilt trip into joining the club because they need a fourth member, and they have to write poems again. Because why not? Guy decides to write a poem for Natsuki. And the next day, the glitches get worse. Guy spends time reading manga with Natsuki. It immediately gets weird when she drops hints that her dad abuses her, and she falls asleep while they read. He wakes her up, Natsuki's glitches start getting wild, but the scene cuts to Monika because it's time to discuss poems again. Monika notices that his style was suited for Natsuki and tells him she's malnourished because her dad doesn't feed her. She fell asleep because her body was straight up shutting down. As you'd guess, Yuri's not a fan of the style, Natsuki likes it, but she's still being an obnoxious brat about it. Like the last playthrough, Yuri and Natsuki have their catfight, but without Sayori there to ease the tension, it gets really out of hand. Yuri takes the gloves off, talking shit about Natsuki's size and toxic personality. Natsuki's throwing haymakers, saying Yuri cuts herself. The game is bugging out. Everything is going crazy. Natsuki's a brat, so he tries to agree with Yuri this time, but it doesn't work. Try again, and again, and again. A couple more times. Whoa. Hey, Monika? She asks him to step outside and says she'll be happy to spend more time with him if he wants to avoid the others. Okay? Natsuki runs out of the classroom and Yuri's having a panic attack. Monica reassures her she'll forget about it by tomorrow completely. Huh? Guy goes back to writing for Yuri because he doesn't like Natsuki's attitude, and the next day she apologizes to Natsuki, who must have amnesia, because she doesn't remember anything. The reading scene replays, but this time when they get close, Yuri runs out of the room. While she's gone, Monica suggests sharing poems again. Natsuki's not thrilled he's spending time with Yuri. It gets weird when her poem looks like Master Hand beat up her keyboard, and even worse when she complains he didn't read with her. Girl goes straight horror mode. Play with me. The club is the only place I feel safe. Why aren't you playing with me? Snaps her own fucking neck and rushes the screen. End. But we're immediately back in the classroom? Later, the group discusses the festival. Natsuki's somehow alive and throwing a fit about growing the club. She ups and leaves, and while you're having a normal conversation with Yuri, you start catching glimpses of her inner monologue wanting Natsuki to kill herself. Now I start to question if Yuri means Tiffany in English, because according to the Hot Crazy Matrix, this chick is insane.
Above the crazy line, the danger zone. This is your redheads, your strippers, anyone named Tiffany.
After a really weird day, he writes another poem, continues to ignore all the red flags, and is back at the next meeting. Natsuki's actually being cool and apologizing, and Yuri's being uncharacteristically bitchy, also really assertive when she says he's reading with her today. She leaves the room to get some water for tea, takes way too long, and when he goes to look for her, holy shit! She's cutting herself? Before we even get a chance to realize what's going on, the game quickly rewinds itself and Yuri's back all of a sudden. My guy, get your simp ass out of there. Clearly, something's not right. The chocolate scene goes like last time, except when he does it, Yuri starts losing her fucking mind and gives the homie textbook crazy eyes, like a feral animal staring at prey.
No, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Monica interrupts, likely saving this man's life because it's time to share poems. Monica straight up warns our guy, spending all this time with Yuri is dangerous. Yeah, no shit. Didn't realize we were flirting with Kano's fucking daughter. When Yuri gets excited, she hides and cuts herself, and our guy gets her excited, if you know what I'm saying. Monica says it'd be best to keep some distance, when in reality, it might be best to call a professional, and then send her ass to AA, Arkham Asylum. Monica then gives us her poem, and my PC B-sods? What? Haha, JK. After I recover from my own heart attack, Monica decides to simply move on. Despite all Monica's warnings, we're still forced to show Yuri our poem. She asks to keep it, he doesn't care, and she says he's so nice that she could die.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Then he makes the mistake of accepting her poem, her scribbled, blood-stained, quote-unquote, scent-endowed poem. This has easily got to be the craziest chick I have ever seen, and Senua had the entire short bus in her head. Natsuki shares her poem, but it's actually a letter. She's genuinely worried about Yuri and asks him to get her some help, but don't tell Monica. For some reason, she's being dismissive about this entire situation. Smells extra sus, or maybe that's just Yuri's poem. Then Natsuki loses her face and starts saying the complete opposite of what her letter said. If he spent more time with Monica, all the problems would just go away. Just Monica. Then the game resets. Just Monica. Festival planning begins and all three girls start aggressively arguing over who gets the homie. You get to choose, but not really, because Monica's nameplate is following your cursor. Then the whole thing flips out again, with Monica being the only choice. The other girls call Monica out on her bullshit, Yuri goes crazy at it again and kicks the others out of the room. Why this man has not run for the hills is fucking beyond me, but now he's trapped in this room with Japanese Lorena Bobbitt. Homegirl starts going off about how she's addicted to him and how she wants to pull his skin open and crawl inside of him. Dude, get the fuck out of there. She wants to be his lover and asks if he will accept her confession. Fuck no. I'm sorry, there is no nice way to put this. This bitch is crazy. Proving me right, she then pulls out a massive knife and starts stabbing herself. What the actual fuck? Again, no matter your answer, the result is the same. As she bleeds out, you're stuck there scrolling through illegible text the entire weekend, watching her body decompose. Pro tip, use the skip function or you'll be sitting there
forever.
Festival day finally arrives and Monica shows up like, oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry, what? That's a shame? No, forgetting to write your poem, that's a shame. This is a fucking suicide. And then she apologizes that you were there all weekend. The script was broken. How do you know the game is breaking? She says she'll fix it, as she somehow deletes Yuri and Natsuki's character files from the game and reloads the whole thing. Then her lady demon black magic ass is right there, staring at you. Completely shattering the fourth wall, virtual demon lady starts talking to you. Not the character in the game, you, the player. Yo, turn your computer off and throw that shit out right now. Because just like Skynet, iRobot, and AI in a couple years, Monica is fully self-aware, knows she's in a game and has been messing with it. That's why Yuri went crazy, that's why Sayori killed herself. Monica's been pulling the strings the entire time. But she's not a developer, which is why more and more glitches have been happening as she's been messing with these other characters. At this point, she's deleted everything. Now it's just you, the void you're in, and the near twin's deranged fucking cousin. But why? Self-aware, she grew miserable with her scripted world, fell in love with you, the player, and went evil villain mode to get you all to herself. Yeah, no, fuck this, file, characters, delete, bye Felicia. Then the whole game starts bugging again. Monica's not happy about being deleted, and like that one crazy ex we all have, she's still around even though you tried to delete her. However, unlike those crazy exes, her deletion opens her eyes to how insane she was really being, and because she still loves you, restores everything back to normal except for her. Because you, the player, are just like the protagonist at this point and can't take a fucking hint, you decide to start another new game to see what's going on. Everything is similar to the first playthrough minus Monica's deletion, and Sayori is now the club president. Depending on how you played the game up to this point, the ending will now vary slightly. If you played it similar to how I explained it here, focusing on one girl during Act 1, you get the quote-unquote normal ending. Sayori thanks us for getting rid of Monica. Wait, she's self-aware? As a new president, Sayori knows everything that has happened and starts wanting you all to herself, just like Monica did. Until Monica, who's still around somehow, straight up deletes everything. In an effort to save her friends and you from this horrific cyclical reality, she gets rid of it all, leaving a final letter thanking you for the time you spent together. If you save and reload the game a bunch of times to spend time with all the girls in the first act, you get the quote-unquote good ending. Sayori again becomes self-aware, appreciates the extra effort you put in to make everyone happy, and is like, well, I guess that's the end. We'll miss you. And that's Doki Doki Literature Club. Please don't cancel me. I know the world is too sensitive for my 90s humor, I get it. These themes are very serious in real life, but this is a parody video about a video game. If you enjoy these videos, please be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, or don't. I'm not going to tell you how you live your life. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what other games do you guys want to see. We've already done a ton of other explained videos, so make sure you check those out as well. I'm La Muerte Blanca, and I'll catch you guys next time.